Hello everyone, here's Geraldinho Lemos and I'm here with Marco Gander from Belo Horizonte, Brazil to perform the program to Know Spiritism number 25. We are still talking about mediumship. As we all know, this is a very important phenomena, the phenomena of mediumship, especially when we understand it through the Spiritist revelation, knowing the Spiritist view of prophecies and mediumship. Of course, the main books, the Spiritist book, the Medium's book, and the Genesis Miracles and Predictions according to Spiritism. In the chapter 18 of the Genesis Miracles and Predictions according to Spiritism, Allan Kardec will talk about the signs of times, and this is very much important. In this item, number 10, there is a saying, signs of times, that by foretelling the age of renewal that will open up for humankind and mark the end of the old world, Jesus was able to say that it would be characterized by extraordinary movements, earthquakes, various calamities, and signs in the sky. So 4 types of characteristics that could be understood as signs of this time of transition, the planetary transition that we all know we are in nowadays. So extraordinary happenings, like for instance the mediumship of Chico Xavier was an extraordinary thing. Earthquakes, we are all seeing in the 21st century the more happenings of earthquakes all over the world. Also, Kardec says about various calamities that are of course occurring, and signs in the sky that we can relate to extraterrestrial lives. And in the item 20, he will state, the generation that disappears will take its errors and prejudices with it. The generation that emerges, immersed in a pure source and imbued with more sound ideas, will imprint on the world an ascendant movement in the sense of moral progress, which will signal the new phase of humankind. And of course, this is the chapter and subchapter that he will talk about the new generation, the substitution of spirits, and because of that, the new generation that will emerge will be reborn in a more pure source of understanding, related themselves to the higher spirits, to print in this world, print in the face of earth, a ascendant movement in the sense of moral progress. This is a signal that we indeed are living in this time of transition. In the book Bezerra de Menezes, the book Bezerra, Chico and You, Bezerra, Chico e Você, the spirit of Bezerra de Menezes will state, the trumpet sounds, calling us all to the gospel of the Lord. Men of good faith, are you ready to erect the new earth that we all desire for our days on earth? So are we all ready to fulfill our tasks, to fulfill what it is expected to from the higher spirit to us, to do our work for this moral progress on earth? This is the question that Bezerra de Menezes is asking us, because he states that the time has come, so that we do not have spare time. We must fulfill our tasks. And in the book Plantão de Respostas, Answers Planton, Chico Xavier, this is a time where a transcript of the second program, Pinga Fogo with Chico Xavier, that went on Brazilian television on TV Tupi of São Paulo on the 23rd of December 1971. It was a live program, and somebody asked Chico Xavier when planet Earth would be considered a regeneration planet. And Chico Xavier responded to this question. It was a live question, and he responded, "We are so very close to a large planetary transformation. The social, spiritual, emotional, and physical calamities are everywhere on the planet." Emmanuel affirms that the earth would be a world of regeneration around the year of 2057. But before that, many different types of transformations will happen on the planet to accelerate the advancement of progress. Very few will awaken, but many will be able to work with others, attempting to awaken these sleeping consciences. So, no doubt, we have a very important revelation here by the Spirit of Emmanuel through Chico Xavier in this live program of Pinga Fogo with Chico Xavier at TV Tupi in São Paulo, 1971, that Emmanuel affirms that our planet Earth will be a regeneration planet around the year 2057. But from nowadays in 2019 to this 38 years gap of years of time, he is stating that many things must happen before this date, 2057. Many different types of transformations will happen, must happen on the planet to accelerate the advancement of progress. This is what we are living on. Emmanuel has told us that in some shape or form, that all spirits attached to earth holds within themselves the notion of the end of times. Some will understand this progress or this process with serenity, but others will have to wait for the painful experience to take their course that plays a part to awaken their consciousness, their conscience. So everyone on earth has this sense, no matter where they live, or no matter what religion they follow, what philosophy of life they follow. Everyone in one way or another hold within ourselves the notion that we are in the end of the times, and we are in this planetary transition to a better world, the dawn of a new civilization, the civilization of the regeneration times. Most of us can understand this process of transformation with serenity, but others will have to face the painful experience uh, that awakens the sleeping conscience. And now Chico Xavier and Emmanuel will state the recipe that we can receive and utilize to do the good things and to fulfill our tasks. Loving and working with Jesus is the right pathway. Most likely, there will be many painful years ahead of us we will have to face. But Emmanuel clarifies that God does not permit pain to exist without the necessary remedy to help alleviate the pain. So, what it is us to do? We have to face the works of Jesus, that all this Jesus sayings at the gospel, that we must love and work together. That's the right pathway. And no matter what we can face in the next 38 years from 2019, we are now in 2020, 2022, the next 37 years to 2057. No matter how painful those years can be, we must face our destiny, and we must hold our opportunity to do the good work of Jesus, and understanding that we have the strength, the courage, and the support by the higher spirits to do the loving, to do the understanding that came through Jesus and through the spiritual works of the Spiritist revelation. Those sayings were sayings by Chico Xavier in 1971 in Brazil, that I think it's most important for all of us in the Spiritist movement to listen, to hear him, not only hear with our ears, but to listen with our minds, with our hearts and souls. May God bless us all, and we thank you. See you next week to the program To Know Spiritism. To all of you in Kardec Radio, in Spiritist Dissemination, and the Spiritist, the Discovery Spiritism Network. A big hug from Brazil. Thank you so much.